Billiards, or pool, is generally considered to have originated as an outdoor lawn game in Europe around the late 14th or early 15th century. Lawn games played with balls and sticks were generally enjoyed by the nobility, who had the advantage of having huge lawns on which to play such games. The upper class could also move their favorite games inside when winter came. But once inside, bending over to pick up the balls was so tedious that the games were moved up onto tables. The first mention of the indoor game was in 1470, where a list of the household possessions of France's King Louis XIV speaks of billiard balls and a billiard table. While bankrupting France during the building of Versailles, the king enjoyed snookering his friends as well. The word billiard is derived from the French bille, or ball. The sticks, called maces, were used to shove the balls around rather like shuffleboard. The game was played with 2 balls on a 6-pocket table and a hoop not unlike a croquet wicket. Men were allowed to use the straight cue, while women, being considered too flighty to be trusted with such a formidable weapon, were made to use the mace. Even Mary, Queen of Scots, was said to have passed her long hours awaiting her execution playing billiards in her prison cell. History doesn't tell us if she coined the phrase, being behind the 8-ball. Shakespeare, in 1600, mentions billiards in Antony and Cleopatra. Cleopatra suggests billiards to her servant Charmaine, but as smart employees have done ever since, Charmaine tells Cleo that her arm is too sore to play, thus not risking beating the boss. By the 1700s, the table was dressed with green cloth to remind players of the grassy plains and the great outdoors. Unfortunately, a long period of snooky, crowdy pool halls came and went. Thus, this verdant allusion to nature has since escaped us. Pool was also considered by some to be a genteel way to pass the time. In fact, the ladies of the day in the early 1800s were invited to attend the finer public billiard rooms in an attempt to better display their charms. Men soon learned that women too could master the game. By the mid-18th century, the extra hoops and sticks had disappeared. In 1823, a French political prisoner, Captain Mingo, invented the leather cue tip. This innovation allowed the player to make the cue ball spin and have greater accuracy over the game. Being a perfectionist, Mingo asked for more prison time to further develop his invention and his game. At roughly the same time, Jack Carr. Onlookers said he then came to America. George Washington was said to be a president. John Quincy Adams was also a pool enthusiast. In fact, his request for a billiard table for the White House created loud criticism from others on Capitol Hill, bemoaning the incredible extravagance of such a lowly pastime. Billiardgate, circa 1825. The great French general Napoleon Bonaparte was also a pool fan. He played a game or two during his exile in St. Helena, where he probably tried to hustle his guards the way he hustled most of Europe. Small innovations appeared throughout the 1800s, such as the 2-piece cue in 1829 and the slate table bed in 1835. The modern billiard table was developed shortly after Goodyear first vulcanized rubber in 1839, and the invention of the celluloid billiard ball came in 1868, revolutionizing the billiards industry. The only drawback to the new balls was that they had a tendency to explode on impact. And even the game of pool has its ambassador. Enter Irish emigre Michael Phelan. In 1859, he won a prize match with a purse of $15,000, an astronomical amount for the time. Now, with this money, he established a table manufacturing company that exists to this day, the Brunswick Corporation. By the turn of the century, billiards competitions were international affairs, drawing established celebrities from around the globe. Mark Twain used to frequent these competitions and was an avid pool player himself, not to mention a fairly decent writer. Doesn't scratch. And the Three Stooges were found sticking around. Jackie Gleason was that same year, he won his first world championship. Women have
Hi, my name is Machine Gun Lou Butera. I'm a former world pool champion, a member of the Billiard Congress of... Hi, my name is Machine Gun Lou Butera. I'm a former world pool champion, a member of the Billiard Congress of... An aiming technique that I use is taking the tip of the cue through the center of the pocket, drawing an imaginary line back through the center of the object ball, picking a contact point on the object ball, turning the tip of the cue back through the center of the cue ball, back behind the cue ball, and hit that point. One of the most important shots in pool is a center ball hit and being able to hit it when you have to. And a good exercise for this is to shoot this cue ball over the spot and have it come back off the rail into the tip of the cue stick. In order to make the cue ball follow the same path as the object ball, hit the cue ball. When shooting the draw shot, you want to keep the cue stick. When shooting the draw shot, when one ball, time shot in the side pocket. That's it. Double kiss bank, 8-ball in the corner pocket. Cutting the 9-ball in the right-hand corner pocket. Here's a shot it looks like you might scratch on. Cutting the 8 thin, banking the 8 in here without scratching. Here's a shot taught to me by Jersey Reds. Thin the 3-ball very thin, have the cue ball hit the rail, and as the 3 comes out, cut it back into this pocket. Here's a very thin cut, banking the 9-ball back in this corner pocket here. Okay, we're going to play 3 balls in one shot. The 1 in the corner, the 2-ball cross side, cue ball going around the table, making 3-ball. One, 2, and 3. 1 ball in the left-hand corner pocket, 2 ball in the right-hand corner pocket. Before the cue ball goes in front of the 2 ball, coming around, make 3 ball. Okay, making 3 balls in one shot again. The 1 ball in that corner pocket, 2 ball follows it in, 3 ball comes cross table into this pocket. When you think there's no way out of a shot, try shooting against the point. You might be surprised by the action of the cue ball. Let's see what happens here. Oh my God. Shooting the cue ball into the 1 ball with the low right hand spin, having the 1 ball kick it back to this rail and back towards the 9 ball.